Why it's called The Origin War by DrunkGamer4000. The Origin War drove both humans and Pikes to unparalleled heights of advancement. For humanity, it meant unlocking technological leaps fueled by clandestine projects that even now remain shrouded in secrecy. For the Pikes, it was an inward journey, delving into their own genetic makeup to rewrite the rules of their biology, accelerating their evolution in pursuit of perfection. Both species pushed themselves to the brink, locked in an arms race where victory seemed perpetually just out of reach. But humanity's secrets ran deeper than anyone could have imagined. For decades, the Council had suspected the existence of classified human projects. Among these was the cryptically named Expansion Project, which became a source of constant speculation. Whispers suggested it was more than a mere military initiative, something grander, more ambitious, and infinitely more dangerous. Yet, it wasn't the Expansion Project that rattled the galaxy to its core. Humanity had forged an alliance with the Terramorphs, an insectoid species renowned for their reliance on robotics and low-functioning artificial intelligence to compensate for their biological shortcomings. The Terramorphs' constructs were precise and efficient, but they were deliberately kept below the threshold of sentience. The reason was simple. Sentient AI was a risk no species dared take. History bore grim testimony to the civilizations that had been undone by their own creations, consumed by hubris. So when reports emerged of metallic soldiers on battlefields and colossal robotic warships dominating space, the Council initially assumed these were Terramorph contributions. But the truth was far more unsettling. These machines weren't Terramorph-made, they were human-made. It soon became clear that humanity had been experimenting with artificial intelligence long before their introduction to the galactic stage. Their AI wasn't merely sophisticated, it was on the cusp of sentience. Human warships operated with uncanny coordination, their weapon systems reacting with an almost organic intelligence. On the ground, mechanized soldiers moved with precision and autonomy, overwhelming even the most enhanced Pikes warriors. In some sectors, humans no longer needed to fight at all. Entire fleets of AI-controlled vessels patrolled human-controlled space, while reports of battles described starships acting as though they were living organisms. Humanity hadn't yet achieved full automation of their war effort, but the balance of power was tilting, dramatically. I sought an audience with the Human Council representative to understand these developments. That conversation still lingers in my mind, a haunting memory that reshaped my understanding of the war. When I raised the subject of AI, the human was surprisingly forthright. "We've been working on artificial intelligence for quite some time," he admitted. "Our species thrives on war." "For thousands of ye," I interrupted, unable to contain myself. "Thousands of years? Your species is barely a seedling. The Pikes seeded life on Sol 3 millions of years ago. You're so young compared to the rest of us. Most galactic species have existed for eons. Your creators were among the first civilizations to arise when the universe was still in its infancy." The human fixed me with that unnerving, predatory gaze, the look that always unsettled prey species like mine. His voice remained calm, unshaken by my outburst. "We've been around long enough," he said. "But yes, compared to others, we're young. That doesn't mean we haven't made significant advancements. AI, for instance, we began experimenting with it in the 1900s, long before we joined the galactic stage. Back then, it was rudimentary, but it laid the foundation for what we have now." I stared at him, incredulous. "The Terramorphs must have helped you refine it, then?" He shook his head. "No, the AI is entirely ours. The Terramorphs helped us integrate it into things like ships and production systems, but the core AI technology? That's human. Our systems are close to sentience, and with self-improvement algorithms, they may cross that line soon." I couldn't hold back. "No, you can't allow that to happen. The last species that created sentient AI was annihilated. Don't you understand the risk you're taking?" He seemed unfazed. "And how did they raise their AI, so to speak?" I hesitated, unsure where he was leading. "For war, for knowledge. They built it as a tool, nothing more." He nodded, as if I had confirmed his point. "And that's where we differ. We're not raising tools, we're creating life, true inorganic life. Our AI learns alongside us. We don't program it to obey, we teach it to think. Here, I'll send you some of our philosophy and fiction. We've been compiling it for thousands of years, almost as long as we've had AI. Maybe that will help you understand. I couldn't reply. This wasn't the origin war I had imagined, a simple battle between creators and their creations. It was something far more profound. For the first time in galactic history, a war was giving birth to new life. But it was his next words that left me truly shaken. He leaned back and added, almost as an afterthought, "You know, we're grateful the Pikes brought our ancestors to Earth. We evolved directly from apes, sure, but go back far enough and you'll find Luca." I frowned. Luca? "The last universal common ancestor," he explained. "We think it was something like a primitive fish. That's what the Pikes seeded on our planet." His words sent a chill through me. Humanity wasn't the Pikes' creation after all. The Pikes hadn't engineered them, they had merely seeded basic life. In their brute efficiency, the Pikes had genetically modified single-celled organisms to survive the harsh conditions of Sol 3. Later, I learned that humans now call these engineered organisms tardigrades. Yet it was Earth, a brutal, ever-changing Class 4 death world, that had done the rest. The planet's unrelenting hardships had forced life to evolve, shaping humanity into the resilient force they are today. Humanity wasn't an accident, but neither were they a direct creation. They were the result of a cosmic crucible, a testament to survival in its most unforgiving form. As I left the meeting, I reflected on the irony of the origin war. What had begun as a conflict between creators and their creations had evolved into something far greater, a war that blurred the lines between life and machine, evolution and design. The Council watches helplessly, unsure of how to intervene. Humanity and the Pikes continue to push one another to greater heights, reshaping the galaxy in their image. And as for humanity's AI, it is no longer a question of if they will become sentient, it is only a matter of when. When that day comes, the origin war will no longer be a conflict for survival. It will become the genesis of a new form of existence, one that may transcend anything we have ever known. The end. Like and subscribe for more content.